Today's WaHoo adventure takes us to the Grand Tetons National Park in Jackson, Wyoming. And as always,
WaHoo!
I'm going to start out with the overview of this adventure. Literally, this is an aerial shot of of Jackson. It's outlined there in red. It's the closest town to the Grand Tetons National Park, and a great way to start your journey. Going out north, which is up in your picture, is Highway 191. It's also Highway 89, and that's kind of where our adventure starts. Although there's lots of other pathways that we can consider, I'm just going to do just one on this one. This is a shot of the town of Jackson. Don't worry about trying to read any details, but you'll see all the red lines in there and the dotted red lines. Those are bike paths that the city has created, and they're wonderful places to explore, and they lead to other bike paths. But the one we're going to talk about is way at the top, is bike path North 89, which follows Highway 89 or Highway 191 north out of Jackson into the Grand Tetons National Park. If you want to take it from this point, you can park at the visitor center there in the north part of Jackson and Highway 191-89, and then continue on up Highway 191 into Jackson Hole Valley, whereas the start of the Tetons are on your left, and you'll be going to the southern entrance to the park, which is called Moose Junction. So the pathway follows 191, Highway 89, to Moose Junction, and then turns under the road and goes over to the Craig Thomas Discovery, I just called the Visitor Center, there at Moose Junction. And that's where we're going to begin our trek today, but you can take it from Jackson. We just didn't have the time to do that this time, but nice pathway that follows that. But this is a continuation of the pathway, and it's going to take you all the way up to Jenny Lake on its own bike lane. This is the overview of where the visitor center is, and you'll start from the parking lot, and right across from the parking lot is the pathway that continues on and starts to go up to Jenny Lake, and it's a good place for you to start.
Here's the beginning of the trip. Right across from the visitor center. And what a spectacular backdrop for a ride. And this is the path, perfect for e-bike adventure, 8 miles to Jenny Lake. As I predicted, who's up ahead of me passed by me like a bullet. You'll see a speck up there in a second. And that is my wife and partner, who is just having a whale of a time. I'll eventually catch up with her.
You'll have to stop at the entrance and pay a fee even on your bike, and I suggest a lifetime senior pass.
So here we are, with that as our view on the trail.
Right, the entrance to the park.
An easy, safe ride.
We're coming up to a slight hill, and what you gonna power up to? She's not giving me the finger. She's powering up to level 1, just to climb up this hill, and it'll be quite an easy jaunt for her. Me, I don't know. I try maybe to do it without power. We'll see. I'm not on any power right now. Watch this surge when I power up. Vroom, vroom. And it makes this climb doable. And you get nice scenic bridges. And there she is, ahead of me as always. Ranch land here within the park. Probably was grandfathered when they made the park, so the owners could keep it in the family. Nice place to park your carcass. Having a hard time catching her today. She must be on power 1. That's cheating. I'm not on any power today, or at least on this flat part. Here's some of the views of the path.
So here is the end of the path at Jenny Lake. It just curves around and gives you some bike parking right there where you can tie up your bike. And that's as far as the paved pathway bike goes at Jenny Lake. And here's just kind of a little overview there. The roads can, again, go north, but they're narrow roads. Even away from Highway 191, that's a pretty busy one, but there's internal roads, but they're narrow, and I just don't, as always, my recommendation, try to avoid narrow roads in national parks is probably not a good idea for e-bikes or any bikes when it comes